All right, guys. So as a theory, and you guys were he kind of led us into the question when you guys were talking about Dak. If he becomes a free agent, he could go for 60 or $65 million. So with Tua and Jordan Love joining the $50 million club, that now makes 8 quarterbacks in the club. Let me give you the combined playoff record of the 8 quarterbacks in the $50 million club. They're 16-17, 3 Super Bowl appearances, 0 Super Bowl wins. So with that said, would Patrick Mahomes command $100 million if he was in with all the playoff success he's had? And if not, what is the number per season for the Chiefs quarterback?
Well, it's a tough question because you're not going to give $100 million per year with the salary cap. So salary cap, you got to keep it in mind. But if we're putting that aside, you want to build a crappy roster around Patrick Mahomes, like he definitely is worth for sure. Like every time this market resets and you're looking at the landscape, okay, all right, once Dak gets his money and it's going to calm down for a bit, you should ask for more money again, Patrick Mahomes. You should always be number one when the market resets. So, and I think Fernando has alluded to this. I think the Chiefs do that pretty well for the most part. That's why when Mahomes got asked about it, he wasn't too worried about it. And also, you want to build good rosters to keep winning Super Bowls. And he hasn't taken a big haircut, Mahomes is, but he's been willing to have this flexible contract. Remember, the first one was 10 years, $500 million, but the salary cap or the cap hit was very low every year. That's why he was like number 12 on the quarterback pay scale. So he's going to do that again. But $100 million obviously is ridiculous for a quarterback. We might see that day in 5 years. Who knows? But yeah, 65, 70 million. He's definitely more deserving than Dak, Love, Tua, Lawrence, Jared Goff, and the list goes on. So it should always be Patrick Mahomes the highest paid. And going off your numbers, Victor, only 3 Super Bowl appearances, and actually, it took me a while to remember the other one because Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts. Oh, Jared Goff did it with the Rams, so that's 3 right there. But so many unproven quarterbacks cashed in. Like nobody remembers Daniel Jones getting the $40 million 2 years ago. Every team is just so scared not to have a franchise quarterback. We're like, it's okay to go look. It's okay to make a trade. It's okay to go sign one. Like I mentioned, Jared Goff and the Lions, Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. Or do something kind of, out of the norm where the Packers drafted Jordan Love, even though Aaron Rodgers was in the prime of his career. They thought ahead. Instead, these teams are like, oh, handcuffed. Oh, no, I don't want to lose my 24-year-old quarterback who's done nothing in the playoffs. So here's $55 million per year. I'm tired of it. I like Jordan Love. He had to do it the rough way. But Trevor Lawrence and Tua and even Dak, who's done nothing, is going to get his money for him. He's going to get it for him. I'm starting to have no faith in Jerry Jones. I'm worrying, but I'm tired of these unproven quarterbacks getting paid. That I even wrote about it. You'll see it tomorrow. But get off my lawn.
Dennis, Jesus. He said you just feed Kermit the worms. I can't remember what the original question was, but I'm just going to go off of what I told Roger Lodge, because Roger Lodge asked me right now when I was on his show. He's like, hey, by the way, he said that the atomic leg drop of Hulk Hogan was the worst finisher of all time. What is this? Are we not like pro-America here? So
no,
I don't know what is going on.
I'm with Roger. It is the worst, but it is America.
300 pounds of mass dropping all over you. But I give Mahomes credit because today he was asked about that by the media, and he said, no, like, I'm good with it. I think Mahomes has matured to the point where he's kind of, and I'm glad my brother's not on here, he is taking that Tom Brady mentality where he's like, look, I know what it's like to win. I want to keep on winning. That's the problem. These quarterbacks, like Vic said, 16-17 in the playoffs, they haven't won, so they don't know what it takes to get there. They don't know what it takes to feel the victory. Matthew Stafford knows what it takes. Patrick Mahomes knows what it takes. So that's why they're not blasting and getting that full-time money that they usually get because they know what they want. They want to keep on winning Super Bowls, and that's why they don't want those big-time contracts. They want their teams to get filled out. I think, Gilbert, over the weekend, we saw a story where Mike Evans said that he was close to signing with the Chiefs or with the Houston Texans in free agency if he wouldn't have gone back to Tampa Bay. So Mike Evans to them would have been interesting.
I bet he would have done it without that Super Bowl ring with Tom Brady.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he definitely would have done it. But, yeah, and that, again, the Super Bowl hits differently when you win one. You know what it feels like. So I think I give Patrick Mahomes credit. Yeah, he deserves $100 million compared to – dude, Dak's about to make $60 million. Like, what the hell does Dak command except for being the quarterback of the most profitable franchise in the NFL? Like, other than that, he really doesn't do all that much, and he's been in the NFL for years. So Mahomes knows that he's going to make money. That's the thing. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, these guys know that they're going to make their money, but they're also going to make their money in sponsorships. And that's kind of what I think Mahomes is taking. That he's like, look, I'm on Head and Shoulders. I have stupid commercials with Troy Polamalu and doing all this stuff. So I definitely think that Mahomes knows that he has money elsewhere and he doesn't necessarily have to make it off the team. And he's willing to restructure and do different things to keep the nucleus of that team together. So does he deserve it? 100%. Is he going to take it? I'd be very surprised because I know that he wants to keep on winning. And ultimately, he's chasing 7 rings. So he's 4 away from surpassing Tom Brady. Shit, my math is wrong. 5 away from surpassing Tom Brady. So, yeah. So, no, don't invest in crypto. Tom Brady already got screwed by that, Jorge. So, I don't know about investing in crypto.
That's a good one, Jorge.
Yeah, that's why Tom Brady is working hard at his new job as a broadcaster.
He's getting paid $35 million, and allegedly the new chick that he's dating. My hat's off to you, bro. My hat's off to you.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say. I mean, he could command whatever he wanted, as you guys talked about, but he's a team guy. I mean, the way they've been able to structure that team defensively, not having to, have your offensive coordinator and Andy Reid or or defensive coordinator and Steve Spagnuolo leave. I mean, that's a big thing too. And I was kind of going through outside of Kelsey, like they don't have a lot of guys that they're paying. I mean, outside of once they
Chris Jones.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
I mean, that's why it's crazy that they let go of
yes, I know
cornerback. Legarius Sneed.
You rather pay Trey McDuffie though.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. They know what they have in him.
So kind of, transitioning here, guys, I wanted to ask you guys, so who is the most intriguing player going into the 2024 season? And I'll give you some options so that way you're not caught off guard. So I was thinking about this. Anthony Richard coming off an injury. Same with Justin Jefferson, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow. And then we talked about Dak. And so maybe that's not someone you're intrigued by. But even like rookies like Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., do we get like a sophomore slump from CJ Stroud? And then what do we expect from Derrick Henry? So who is someone that you guys are intrigued about? Jorge, you're terrible for that one.
You're going to hell, homie. I'll see you there. I'm actually interested to see Bryce Young for some reason.
Okay. Wow. I like that.
First overall pick. Dave Canales is now there. Canales has worked with a former first overall pick and got him paid with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He did some good work with Geno Smith. We know that he's done some good works with quarterbacks in the past. I know it's a boring answer, to be honest, but I really think Bryce Young, what do you have? I know you're a smaller quarterback. By the way, Dave Canales has experience dealing with a shorter quarterback and smaller quarterback in Bryce Young. So I'm definitely interested to see what Bryce Young adds this year. What kind of a quarterback is he going to be? He had his struggles. He took his lumps and his punches. Now Canales is coming in. He's adding a different speed to that team. So I'm interested to see what Bryce Young is going to add there with what Dave Canales and Bryce Young are going to look like, and what Bryce Young is going to look like with the Carolina Panthers.
Bless you.
But yeah,
Bless you. Bless you.
Bless you. All right.
But yeah, Bryce Young, thank you.
Get him off the screen for me. Thank you. I want to go like Anthony Richardson just because I'm a fan of his game, and he only played 4 games last year. But obviously, I'm gonna go with who said it right now. Is it Athir or Jorge? I forget. It has to be Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying it's my personal favorite, but I think in terms of the NFL landscape, all eyes are going to be on Aaron Rodgers. And then coming off a season where you played 4 games for your new team and you tore your Achilles, and you have to play the 49ers defense and Nick Bosa on week 1 on the road on Monday Night Football. Good luck with that, Aaron Rodgers. So I think people are going to be holding their breath, or at least for Jets fans, it's like, hey, is he going to make it alive out of the Santa Clara at a Levi Stadium? So we didn't get to see it last year. So before I get tired and fatigued of Aaron Rodgers, which I did at some point, I want to see Week 1. I want to be out there covering that on the West Coast game on Monday Night Football. So, can Mike Williams stay healthy? Can the defense be lights out? Can the offense help out? Can Robert Saleh do something with an offense? Can Nathaniel Hackett do something? So that's the right answer. But personally, I want to see Anthony Richardson or even Joe Burrow too, who missed half a season.
Oh hell, here we go, picking 7 players.
But I'm just saying, I'm not like totally invested in Aaron Rodgers, but I get why that should be the answer. I get that.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see if Devontae Adams will be a Jet Week 1 as
You're
well.
still with that one, huh? Maybe like
maybe
Halloween.
That'd be fun. That would be fun.
What is it?
That
What's
would
his
be
name?
fun.
Greeny from ESPN says that
He
made a
keeps
bet.
on-
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps on hauling that in. And the thing is, Greeny was right about Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers a year ago. So I'm interested. Greeny knows something. And people keep on saying, I've heard other people say it that are elsewhere. So I'm interested to see if that happens or not. But back to your Aaron Rodgers. Oh, no, never mind. I'll Vic, go ahead. Sorry.
No, all I was gonna add to it, I think for me it's CJ Stroud. I just want to know if he's the real guy. Like I know that I've had conversations with Gilbert in the past about quarterbacks and whether to anoint them and when is it the right time to that he has the goods. And the only quarterback that I've ever heard Gilbert talk about that, hey, like after year 2 was Patrick Mahomes. So I want to see if he takes the next step or if that schedule is tough, man. Like I know a lot of people are picking them. They're picking them to make it to the AFC championship game. I'm like, I don't even have them making the playoffs, to be honest with you, because I looked at that schedule last year, like just kind of going off of this, guys. Think about this. Last year, the Texans did not have one primetime game. This year, they're going to have 5 or 6. And then you're playing a first place schedule going up against, I believe, is the NFC East. So it's going to be tough. Outside of, like I said, they're going to play the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs. You're also playing the Cowboys. And, I mean, it's a tough schedule. And now you have primetime games. Can this team with a young roster, are they going to be good enough and can CJ Stroud lead them to, take the next step? I think it's a lot to ask from a quarterback going into his second year. So
honestly, Vic, I already see enough with CJ Stroud. I think the guy's legit. Winning a playoff game last year, going toe to toe with some of the best quarterbacks, winning at crunch time, being accurate, winning that game against the Colts in Week 18, making Nico Collins a star. But you're right. Everything you laid out, definitely still got to see the pressure of a good roster, primetime games. But he was damn good last year. I think I'm going to bend the rules a little bit for him.
Yeah.
Damn, Week 2, we get the nail painter versus CJ Stroud. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They have to go to Indianapolis Week 1, and then they go up against Chicago Week 2. That's a pretty interesting start. And then Week 3 at Vikings. Oh, Gilbert. Are they going to get a victory there? Huh? The Vikings, Gilbert. You're Vikings. You're Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. I think the Texans will blow them out.
You're hoping. But go ahead, Vic.
No, I was just gonna read at Thiers. He says, "I believe if the Jets not in the playoffs, Chargers part 2 clean house in the offseason and take." He said he wanted his comment. So I'm with I've been kind of iffy in terms of the Jets. I'm still not there with them yet, but I keep looking. I'm like, it's either them or the Bills in that division for me. I mean, I think that's honestly and. Can that defense? You don't need Rodgers to stay healthy the whole year. You just need him to pretty much be a game manager because that defense is legit. Like, I mean, they have dudes at every single spot. So,
Jorge, a couple of weeks ago, you missed. I don't think you were here for that episode. Gilbert said that the Vikings were going to go 3-14, and all these Vikings fans came after him, and they got really mad. So now we're calling it Gilbert's Vikings.
Yeah, I'm more like a hater, apparently, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like this comment. Guys. I appreciate that, Jorge.
Gilbert said that he wanted to leave by 7, so we're kind of running behind here. So I'm going to just ask one more question, and this has to do with what Atir had asked earlier. So, and I had this prepared before even Atir asked this. So who is the biggest threat to outdo Patrick Mahomes in the AFC this season? Your options are Joe Burrow, CJ Stroud, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, or Lamar Jackson.
Jorge, I'll answer your question after we're done with this segment.
You know what? For some reason, I think the Bills are going to be better without Stephon Diggs, and I think this offense, where like you do a little less. Same thing for Herbert with Harbaugh. The less you do, maybe the better. And you start focusing on James Cook, maybe Dalton Kincaid takes a step in year two. I'm worried about the wide receivers because you now have Stephon Diggs to kind of get some matchup help. So can Khalil Shakir take the step? Can Keal Coleman be a first round pick contributor? I did like Joe Brady's scheme last year. I think Josh Allen became an MVP candidate once they shifted to Joe Brady and Stephon Diggs got phased out a little bit. You
That
get
was LSU's Joe Brady, right? When they won the
yeah,
national
that's when they
championship.
won the national title. So I think maybe having the less pressure of like, hey, feed me Stephon Diggs. That is like, hey, forcing the football down the field, saying YOLO. Seeing a lot of core guys get released puts pressure on Allen. Like, hey, like this window doesn't last forever, buddy. Like we're paying you. You got to make it now. So I think for me, I'm expecting a big year from Josh Allen. Obviously, the easy one could be Joe Burrow because I'm tired of giving Joe Burrow the benefit of the doubt because of what happened in 21. But it's been 3 years now. Like, stay healthy, guy, and then I'll start believing in you again. But I'll go with Josh Allen.
Who you got, Fernando?
So are we talking about if healthy?
Yes, like everything.
But I think
like,
it should be
this
part of it
season,
too. Can he stay healthy, Joe Burrow?
Yes.
All right, if healthy, Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna go if healthy.
Right,
if that team is healthy, the full team, if it is healthy, and they've added Devontae Adams. No, I'm just kidding. Not that second part. But if that team is healthy, then I think the Jets could definitely compete with. Oh, by the way, Dano says that your Wi-Fi is all good now, Gilbert.
I know it's actually been a
go.
good day. Don't jinx it,
Yeah.
Dan. It's been much better. It's actually been the best day because they've moved over here.
But I definitely think that the Jets, their defense, man, I'm telling you, I think their defense is built different. I think they have a way to combat the Chiefs if they do play. Again, everybody's healthy. I think they have a way to combat the Chiefs. So I would definitely say that I like the New York Jets to be able to go toe to toe.
He almost beat him with Zach Wilson with that defense last year. So.
And then that mysterious PI or that
yeah.
defensive holding that the Manhattan Milf Hunter almost had him. By the way, he's engaged. Congratulations!
Oh yeah, there you go. Retirement there.
All the moms can now come out in Denver. You are good. There's no way. There's no need to fear. He has been put away. So he is now engaged. But yeah, I think the Jets. They're a fascinating team. They're interesting. I think the Bills lost too many weapons on defense.
Yeah.
More than they did on offense. And then Burrow, I'm concerned about that hand injury. I'm concerned about his injury history as well. Herbert is too premature. I just don't think that I don't think they'd be ready for something like that. I'm sure they'll probably split in the season, but I don't think they're going to be ready for something as big as that. And then lastly, CJ Stroud, again, another guy that I don't think is completely ready. I think he's close, but he could face Deshaun Watson whiplash like he did his first few years where he was up 24-0. Chiefs came back and beat him. So something similar. But I think if it's not Aaron Rodgers, I don't think it'll be anybody else. So for all you Mahomes haters, A-Rod is your quarterback going into this year to try and beat them and stay healthy.
Yeah, and they have the best defense to do it because, I mean, what Gilbert laid out with the Bills, I'm with him. You get Matt Milano back. If Matt Milano can stay healthy the whole season, he's a difference maker on defense. And so for me, that'll be somebody, someone to kind of look at. I think in terms of a guy on defense that is kind of intriguing is Matt Milano for the Bills. But I'm with you guys. I think, with the Jets, if they can stay healthy and that I keep going back. I always mention this, but if that field at MetLife Stadium can not cost them so many injuries, I think they'll be in contention. And like I said, if Aaron Rodgers can just be, it's weird to say this, a game manager. I think that's something to kind of keep in mind. I do like that from Fernando.